going to start with our first speaker, Stefania. Stefania is going to come up here and give her introduction. It's called Intro Take One.
Thank you.
Please welcome Stefania.
As many of you may know, I speak to many CEOs. That's part of my profession. And I'm going to use my speech today to ask your help. I have an introduction that needs to be read by an introducer before I actually get up and give my speech to 30 CEOs next week. So I have drafted one, but I'm not really sure how good it is. So I actually was able to get one of my professional National Speaker Association colleagues to give me her speech, which is actually an intro, as a model. And I'm going to ask Jim to come up and help me with my presentation by sharing with you this professional speaker's introduction. And then immediately I'm going to ask Jim to read my draft, Stefania introduction, take one. As an audience member, I would appreciate it very much if you would pay careful attention to the pros and the cons of what works in my introduction and what you would give me as feedback to improve upon it. And, a little unconventional, I'll ask for that feedback immediately after Jim does his presentation. So got it?
Got it.
I'm going to have Jim come up and he's going to give you first Mickey Williams' introduction. And for some of you, Mickey was here at NSA, at ET a little while ago. And then he'll turn around and give you draft one, Stefania's intro. Thank you, Jim, for the help.
We certainly have a most excellent program here today. Mickey Williams is an explorer of life and people, and especially of herself. A lady with eclectic tastes and a multitude of talents, she's an inspirational humorist and a business motivator, internationally recognized as a speaker, trainer, consultant, author, business and life coach, radio and TV personality, and entrepreneur extraordinaire. Known for her flamboyant style and infectious energy, shyness is not one of Mickey's virtues. It has been said of her that she would attend the opening of an envelope. Based in Chicago, Mickey was born in the Bronx, New York, an only child, but not the favorite. Mickey was honored as the Outstanding Connecticut Woman of the Decade by the United Nations, won the Golden Mike Award from the National Speakers Association, was on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, presented 2 times at the White House, and was at President Mandela's South African home, and she also chairs 2 executive think tanks. And she was recently inducted into the MasterCard Hall of Fame. You've seen her work. Her speaking engagements allow her to lunch in Israel, romp in a German spa, shop in Singapore, pet kangaroos in Australia, and she has so much energy, it's been said that she makes coffee nervous. She holds designations of CSP, Certified Speaking Professional, an honor bestowed on less than 500 speakers worldwide. She's had 9 successful careers, proving that she just can't hold a job. But she sure can hold an audience. Let's welcome her now. But remember, her claim is not whether you win or lose, it's what you wear and when you play the game. So please welcome Mickey Williams. Great to have you all here this morning. We have an excellent program. Now that we've taken care of these other little business arrangements, you've gotten your continental breakfast taken care of, my pleasure to introduce this morning's special speaker. Stefania Allocino believes that entrepreneurs are the most advanced species on the planet. She passionately works exclusively with entrepreneurs who want to keep ownership control of their company and their destiny. Stefania Allocino is nationally renowned funding expert and growth strategist, an entrepreneur first, and a first-class growth financier. A serial entrepreneur herself, Alacino spent 15 years on Wall Street as both a commercial banker and investment banker at firms like Citicorp and Bear Stearns, seeking insider knowledge of financial strategies. A recovering investment banker, armed with distinctive secrets, Stefania founded Capital Link USA in 1988 to share with fellow entrepreneurs what she learned for herself. Since 1988, she has helped hundreds of companies to keep control of a bigger, more profitable company than they ever thought possible. On Wall Street, Stefania noticed that entrepreneurs that need money and the money that seeks to invest in entrepreneurial businesses don't speak the same language. Both sides need a translator. Voila! Clients call Stefania a corporate matchmaker. A yenta between the visionary entrepreneur and the finance community. Stefania came by her calling quite naturally. When she was growing up, her mother taught foreign languages and her father was a playwright. From her mother, the linguist, she learned the power of translating not just the words, but the essence, the value of what was being communicated. Stefania learned how to convert entrepreneurial vision into venture economics so investors could understand. From her father, the playwright, she learned the power of storytelling and how stories and how to tell stories to make an entrepreneur's future tangible enough for investors to buy today. Stefania's unique and contrarian principles and her time-tested and market-proven approach have been heralded in the press, including the Financial Times of London, Crain's, among others. For over 20 years, Stefania has been one of the most frequently invited speakers at Inc. magazine's conferences for growing companies, and recently spoke at the Inc. 500 conference of America's fastest-growing private companies. Stefania created and for 20 years chaired a CEO forum sponsored by her alma mater, the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, and they even let her call it Mind Your Own Business. Who says the University of Chicago doesn't have a sense of humor? The University of Chicago Press calls her a corporate mom. And Stefania is certainly not your father's kind of financial strategist. Besides raising over $125 million of professional equity for clients herself, she has helped hundreds more raise 10 times that amount, non-bank debt and equity for themselves without fees or commissions. Stefania clients call her passion in action. Clients say they have never found anyone else who does what she does, or anyone else who is so creative about entrepreneurial finance. One exclaimed this approach is full of paradigm-shifting concepts. Why don't they teach this stuff in graduate school? She's a sought-after speaker at CEO peer forums, including Vistage Tech CEO, and Stefania is the author of Cash and Control, You Can Have Both, an unconventional process for finding money to grow your business. For all her professional attention, she still finds time to ballroom dance, but really knows the dance of finance for entrepreneurial growth. There's a time to lead, a time to follow, but always in control. Stefania is on a mission to eradicate barriers between where your company is today and the next level of profitable growth. Please help me welcome Stefania Alacino. And now for a little debrief of what makes for a good introduction.
We're going to do this sort of like this little round table. Shall we do this a little bit like a round table? How do we do a round table? I forgot.
You basically ask a question what you want to focus on.
Excellent. So the questions are, what worked in the introduction, my introduction, and what didn't work? Is there something that you thought should definitely stay in? Is there something that should definitely come out? Or any other comment you'd like to make? And we'll start with the first person who wants to say.
So I like the list of achievements and testimonials and what clients say about you. I thought it was a little long and it was a little bit back and forth between achievements and personal and professional and personal. Maybe a little more structured, a little shorter.
I loved it that you started out with the you orientation. You basically talked about the entrepreneurs, not yourself, even though it was introducing you. So it immediately focused on your guys, the guys meaning men and women, the CEOs, which I really liked. I didn't like corporate matchmakers, fine. Yenta, no. Corporate mom, no. I just thought, no, And when you talked about your parents, I would make it really to the point. I would say her mother was a whatever and taught her this, her father was a whatever, taught her that. I wouldn't make that as long as you did. I also felt it was a little long, and I would have added some more humor following Mickey's. I mean, Mickey's a humorist. But you've got a great sense of humor. I think there should be more humor in there. And I thought the dance and finance was too cute. It really bugged me. It was like, oh God. It was too cute. I love it, but it's just too cute.
Good, okay, this is helpful. See how visceral we are? Nancy?
I've never done this before.
Exactly.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought, wow, how can I sign up with her? But I want to let you know that the words that came across, I just wrote them down because I didn't know what to tell you, but I would get rid of Yenta because that is a different reflection for me. Also, you said something about a corporate mom. I agree. I thought that was unique where you are, obviously. I wouldn't even include your parents because everybody has parents. I would just, say what your strengths are. The other thing is, you said University of Chicago. That already is a marker. I loved mind your own business. I thought that was great. Cash and control. You can have both. The other thing is, which I got confused about, is you said that you finance private equity in an amount, and then he said, and 10 times the amount without fee. And I think I would quantify that because I thought, well, I'd like to know how much you really did do. The other thing is, could you say your name again? No, could you say it to me again?
Stefania.
Stefania.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think when you say that, the problem I have is I just am remembering your first name and then I gotta remember your last name. So maybe there's a way, I don't know, did it